All right, let's move on to our next conversation. Political tensions in Rivers State remain high as power struggles between key actors continue to shape the state's governance landscape. The Rivers State House of Assembly has set in motion a probe into the activities of Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his deputy, Professor Ngozi Odu. Lawmakers have formally served a notice of alleged misconduct, listing 19 accusations against the governor. Among the allegations is the claim that Governor Fubara withdrew and spent money from the state's consolidated revenue in 2024 without an appropriation law. Additionally, the Assembly asserts that the governor made several appointments in violation of a 2023 Federal High Court judgment which barred him from engaging with any legislative body other than the Rivers State House of Assembly under the leadership of the Speaker, Martin Chike Amewule. A ruling appealed by the Court of Appeal and the Supreme Court. All right, BQ. The Rivers State House of Assembly, listed 19 reasons in misconduct notice to Governor Fubara. This was expected, by some persons, but talk to me, what do you make of the allegations?
No, if you look at what the lawmakers have put together, what they called notice of infractions committed by him, certainly these were infractions he committed on account of working with a three-man legislature.
Okay.
So they simply waited for the Supreme Court to pronounce their group as the authentic legislature, authentic House of Assembly, and then go back, do a tie-back about all of the steps that the governor took in cahoots with the three-man legislature. That is what formed all of what they put there. And then they also took some portions of the Supreme Court judgment, especially where the Supreme Court condemned the governor's decision to demolish the assembly complex because they felt that was the way to stop them from impeaching him. The Supreme Court said he stopped governance. In the language of the Supreme Court, governance can only happen when the three arms of government are functioning effectively. And by not allowing the House to function, because as far as they are concerned, those three guys do not constitute the House. By not allowing the House to function, they deemed Fubara to have stopped governance in the state.
Because it takes three.
Yeah, so and all of those things, they put together 19 of those infractions. But one issue that bothers me is what is the offense committed by the deputy governor? This is where you see politics going on. They are trying to do exactly what those lawmakers did in the case of Ekiti, when they illegally impeached Fayose
and
Olujimi. Yes, there was no reason to impeach Olujimi. If you wanted to impeach Fayose, for example, why would you impeach Olujimi? What was her offense? Because you have to show that indeed she was also guilty of gross misconduct. What is the gross misconduct that the deputy governor of
So it has no issue about, they are together on this one.
No. If you are impeaching both of them, you must show the offense.
The offense of the deputy governor as well.
Because usually when you impeach a governor, a deputy stands in. But where politics is involved,
they want the two of
you then see the desire to send the two of them packing.
Okay.
When Peter Obi was sent packing, of course the deputy, the deputy
stepped in.
That's the way it should be. And in all of this, I've never had where the deputy governor, maybe they gave him some roles to play and she was also abusing people or committing some crimes against the state. I have no evidence of that. So you can see that politics is what is going on.
Okay.
you have to show that she committed an offense. Otherwise, the panel will not find her guilty, and she can go to court to say, I was wrongly removed from office. We've seen governors who were removed from office and they went to court and they were restored to their positions. You know, even the simple decision to go and sit outside of the state capital can render an impeachment a nullity.
Okay.
Because you have no reason to go and sit, and it happened in the case of Anambra when they crossed to
most of the time, the procedure is what the court actually looks at.
Yeah, and once we've seen so many people were impeached that the court said no. Although in some cases, the no came too late. Like the deputy governor of Zamfara State.
Okay, Zamfara, okay.
Yes, that's General Gusau's son. He was impeached. And the court said no. This guy had done nothing wrong. But, of course, it came a
little too late.
But
even,
at least,
even the case of Shuaibu in Edo.
Yeah, I wanted to mention Edo State, exactly.
No, so these things happen. I don't think, I've always said that I do not think this should lead to Fubara's impeachment. I do not, because you can start something, but you never can tell where it will end. And we do not want crisis in that state. Fubara has done a lot of things that are wrong. The Supreme Court has put him in his place.
Okay.
The Supreme Court has shown to him that you cannot run a state like an outlaw. You have to behave in conformity with the law.
Sure. Yeah.
And we should give him a chance to redress the mistakes that he has made. Because the Supreme Court didn't say go and impeach him. The Supreme Court told him go and present. Yes,
exactly.
Let us see whether, and the state is not going to be paid.
The salaries, the allocations,
you know, which will hurt innocent people in the state. Now, what I expect to see is, let's be patient with him to come and present the budget, and then all of those things that he did wrong, give him a chance to redress those things.
Okay.
But it's too early in the day to say you want to impeach him. If he fails to comply with the judgment of the Supreme Court, he will have shown himself that he's worthy of that position, because no governor has the right to disobey the judgment of the Supreme Court. No president has the right to do that. I always mention Obasanjo. When I mentioned Obasanjo, that the one guy said, only God knows what Obasanjo has done to you. I'm a historian. I talk with facts. I look at what has happened. I use it to argue my case. And I'm saying that even Obasanjo did not disobey the Supreme Court on the matter that troubled him the most, which is the matter of Atiku Abubakar.
Okay.
He lost many cases during that period. If Obasanjo had his way, he would have said, Atiku Abubakar, you will not contest, because he didn't want Atiku to succeed him. Okay. But he still had to obey the Supreme Court, and Atiku's name appeared on the ballot. Okay. Less than 72 hours to the election. INEC had to let Atiku contest.
All right, so, Majid, now I think one of the newspaper headlines is 19 scenes of Governor Fubara. But talk to me, are there any political maneuvers left for Governor Fubara and his deputy to wriggle out of this dilemma?
It's a very tough one. It's very, very tough. Those 19 infractions, or they say it's a letter of misconduct. To me, I summarize them to just about 6. It's not more than 6. They are just
some of them are related.
I mean, basically, it's failure to present the budget, and appointment of Attorney General. Then the demolition of
the houses.
Then the withdrawal of their allowances. Then spending without appropriation. So basically, those are
you should have been spending based on appropriation by a 3-man House of Assembly.
That is
because as far as it's concerned, there was appropriation.
Exactly.
Yes. So that's the thing. I think it's in one of those things that while disobeying the courts, he went to spend money that was passed by unknown persons. Okay. But of course, I mean, it refers to the three people as people who are not known to law. You see, that's why democracy, those who contrive democracy or governance are very brilliant in ensuring that, I mean, we have three legs to a government.
Exactly.
The executive, the judiciary, and the legislature. I mean, you cannot sideline or sidetrack or cut away one or any of the three legs of the triangle. And that's what the Supreme Court is saying indirectly that Fubara did. Okay. Because, see, the governor proclaims the House of Assembly at their inauguration. It is the governor that will proclaim it. It is the governor that will swear in the chief judge when he's assuming office of any state. But then it is also the chief judge of a state that will administer oath of office on the governor. But then it is the executive, led by the governor, that provides the wherewithal, the money, the spending for these two other arms. So their roles are interrelated, and each one is very important in its case. Now, for the lawmakers now, they need the concurrence of the judiciary to impeach the governor if it gets to impeachment.
Okay.
So they are interrelated. So, and like Jide said, what is the offense of the deputy governor? Yes, they are running a joint ticket, but you cannot say it is the governor that I mean, it is the governor that appoints commissioners, the Attorney General and other commissioners. Is the governor that presents a budget. He is not on vacation. So, what is the offense of the deputy governor? But in all of this, yes, I see that a political solution is important. Like the president advised Fubara, he should stoop low. He has lost this. He has lost at the Supreme Court.
He should stoop to conquer.
He should stoop to conquer. So he should go to the elders. And this is where I expect the elders in the state, rather than taking camps, should come together and put the interests of Rivers people at heart by ensuring that there's a political solution to this matter that will not lead to an impeachment.
All right, now, BK, let's talk about Section 188 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, which appears to be the legal premise with which the lawmakers instituted this. Now they've instituted it, they've sent it to the government, even though they said that they didn't receive it. I don't know what's... But what's supposed to happen next, now that they've sent it to the governor? What's the next step?
They have not indicated a desire to impeach yet. They just sent that information to him so that he will know that if they were to proceed with impeachment, they have grounds upon which they can do that. If they are ready, they know that they have to call the chief judge of the state to set up a panel that will look at what's it called? And if the chief judge's panel does not deem those offenses committed, the chief judge doesn't think that, the panel doesn't think that the governor is guilty, that's the end. They can't even bring it up. That's the end of it? Yes. Al-Makura was impeached by the House of Assembly in Nasarawa State because he was in the CPC, a very small party at the time, and the PDP members thoroughly dominated the assembly. But they couldn't remove him because the chief judge clearly was on the side of the governor and his panel didn't find him guilty. It was that fear that the chief judge of Ekiti would support Fayose that made the lawmakers at that time to suspend they removed the chief judge and put someone else in his place. Whereas they do not have the power. You cannot, it's the NJC that has the power to to remove a judge. So that was what rendered the impeachment of Fayose a nullity. The Supreme Court ruled that that impeachment was not known to law because you can't build something on nothing.
On nothing.
And it pushed Obasanjo to invoke the legal law of state of emergency. Based on the 1999 Constitution,
okay,
you cannot have a state of emergency that will send a governor packing, that will send elected representatives of the people at the state level packing for a period of time. That was an antiquated law.
Okay.
Nigerians will have challenged Obasanjo that this law does not exist. But he used it in a number of states.
Okay.
An illegal law was used to send Fayose packing. There is no such thing. And I still hear people say, declare state of emergency. Nobody can declare a state of emergency in Nigeria currently because we now know the law. Okay. Although many people don't know. You can declare a state of emergency and send a governor or House of Assembly members packing. No. Elected representatives of the people cannot be suspended from office in that manner, whereby you say all elected representatives, you are dissolving all political structures. 1999 Constitution does not prescribe that.
Okay.
What the 1999 Constitution precises in the state of emergency is that during that period,
yes,
you can arrest people for 90 days without trial. And Goodluck Jonathan did that in Borno State.
Okay.
And after a while, even the National Assembly got tired. They said, no, this state of emergency cannot continue. You can't have a state of emergency that sacks people from their elective positions. It was an illegal law that Obasanjo used and got away with it. But after that, no Nigerian president
has tried it.
No, if anybody tries it, that person will fail. It does not exist in our laws anymore.
Okay.
You can't use a 1963 law to be punishing people, to be sending people packing from their elective jobs.
All right, then. All right, it's a fine place for us to leave. Let's move straight to our next conversation. Security concerns in Nigeria's oil-producing region have resurfaced following an explosion on the Trans-Niger pipeline in Bodo community in Rivers State. The blast, which ripped through the mangrove on Monday night, has been extinguished, but authorities have launched an investigation into its cause. Police in Rivers State have arrested 2 suspects in connection with the explosion and taken others in for questioning. According to the spokesperson of the Rivers State Police Command, Grace Iringa Iroko,